Hello and welcome to today's League of Legends. Hello and welcome to today's League of Legends sneak peek, where we cover the games that are going to take place June 23rd, whether it's at night for you, morning, depending on where you live. We have the LCK and LPL going up against each other. If you haven't watched any videos before, I go over the games, a matchup or whatever, a win con. And you can predict down below who you think is going to win, and also predict whether it's going to be 2-0 or 2-1. Bonus point if you get the amount of Hello and welcome to today's League of Legends sneak peek, where we cover the games that are going to take place tomorrow in the League of Legends ecosystem. I cover the four major regions mainly. We have the LCK and LPL here. Those are the two regions that play on Thursday. I go over the matchup, a specific player matchup to look for, and you predict down below who you think is going to win and how many games it'll take to complete the series. If you'll notice, the pinned comment has the standings. I do keep track, so you guys have something to play for. LCK starts off with the Kwangdong Freak, so I have 13th in my power rankings against Red Force, Nongchim Red Force. Both coming off of 2-0 losses, the Freaks to Sandbox and Red Force to T1. Those two teams obviously playing against each other after this series is done. They last played Week 7, Day 2 of Spring. The Freaks going 2-0 in that series. Teddy, 11-1-18. Fate also played very well, which is no surprise. Red Force had a lot of trouble with their carries in BDD and Ghost doing the job. Case in point, that's why I think it all comes down to Kana and Dread. For Red Force, if they want to get something going, they have to do it on the top side of the rift. Ghost did play a little bit better so far this split, but I do not believe he is at a level good enough to be able to compete with Teddy right now. I mean, Hoyt is kind of iffy, but I still don't think Ghost has enough of an edge over Teddy to make a difference. Fate and BDD are kind of like a wash, so it comes down to Dread helping Kana carry the game, and Keen, obviously, being the main carry for the Freaks. I'm going to say it every week. Until somebody really takes a stranglehold on the carry position for the Freaks, it all comes down to Keen. Stop picking him Sejuani. He needs to be on carries. He needs to get the job done. He is the carry on your team. It's just a matter of fact. So it's Keen and Elam versus Kana and Dread for me in that one. T1 and Sandbox. T1 beating KT Rolster 2-1 right now. Their wins have not been clean by any means so far this split. They're still ranked number one, but that might change tomorrow depending on how this goes. By the way, tomorrow my power rankings come out midday, and as of right now, I don't know if T1 will be first. Right now, my algorithm, I'm not using an algorithm for the top 25. When it comes to major regions, because I have a good idea. I watched them all play. I don't need an algorithm really to tell me who's better and who's not. But I also have the algorithm to the side just to kind of look at, how they compare to smaller regions or whatever. And T1 is not looking good, at least algorithm based. Now, Sandbox, 1-1. Sandbox lost to Damwon 2-0 in their last series. The last time these two teams played, T1 won 2-1 in Week 9, Day 2. Owner went 15-6-26. I believe that Owner is the player to watch in this series, along with Krakow. I will say Prince is now a factor for Sandbox. Without Envy and Ice there, they have a new bot laner, and Prince has been an upgrade. So is he at a Guma level? By no means they are not that good. But we have to keep in mind, Keria continues to do weird things. He picked a Camille in this last series. He picked a Yasuo in the first series. If he's going to continue doing weird stuff, there is no limit to what can happen with T1. Like, it becomes very chaotic and volatile. And against a team like Sandbox, you can't let up against them. Their bot lane was very good in the first series of the split where they won. But as far as I'm concerned, Krakow is the guy that facilitates for them, and Owner was the best player of the previous matchup, and I think Owner is one of the more consistent players on the team. So I'm watching Owner versus Krakow. As far as the LPL is concerned, our two matchups, we are really, frankly, these four teams I could see finishing at the bottom four of the standings. Anyone's Legend has been pretty good, so let's just keep in mind that, it's probably doing anyone's Legend dirty to say they'll finish bottom four, but there is a world, you can see it and I can see it too, where these four teams are in the bottom four. Now, Anyone's Legend are 2-0. I mean 2-1. LGD 0-2. Anyone's Legend lost to BLG 2-0. I mean, they beat BLG 2-0 and then an upset in their last matchup. LGD lost to Victory 5-2-0. Week 1, day 2 is when they played, very, very early on in spring. Anyone's Legend won that 2-1. Forge went 8-5-20. Since then, LGD has swapped a couple players, and I believe that the bot lane is something to watch. Eric definitely stunk in the 2 losses, and because of that, I am curious how the new bot lane for LGD does against Anyone Legends bot lane, Betty and Chow Chow versus Awesome and Jin Zhao. I mean, we'll see how that goes. Because I think that Forge and Yegeg are, evenly matched. Now, Forge definitely has had better performances, but when they played against each other in spring, it was close. And as far as the top side of the rift goes, neither team gives me much hope. ZDZ and Zhao Hao. I mean, Zhao Hao, I guess, is a little better than Shadow, but I don't think Shadow and Fearness are anything to write home about. Thunder Talk and Team World Elite, both 0-2. Thunder Talk lost to LNG 2-1, and Team World Elite lost to Weibo 2-1. Two teams that are definitely better, probably on paper, than they are right now. 2-1 losses against solid teams are telling. This is telling. And this matchup is actually going to be interesting. It should be very even. Thunder Talk now with Beshuan and Zhao Zhang in top and jungle respectively. And Team World Elite utilizing SMLZ and heal and bot lane. This gives us new matchups. The last time they played was week 9, day 2 of spring, end of spring. Thunder Talk winning 2-1. Puff going 16-1-14 in those 3 games. I believe it is the bot lane that this will come down to between Puff and SMLZ. In their last series, SMLZ did a very good job getting Team World Elite going in their win against Weibo. As far as I'm concerned, Puff and Southwind have been very good along with Beshuan for Thunder Talk. Honestly, I'm leaning Thunder Talk in this one. I think that they're a lot better than they were in spring. I just feel like they're a lot better. Now, how they perform is another story, but I really think Beshuan's a pretty decent player. So we'll see how he does tonight. Predict the games down below. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. If you missed earlier today, I did my roundup. Genji and Damwon played last night. If you missed the roundup and you don't know how that series transpired. And I also uploaded a video going over patch 12.10 because the LPL and LCK went to patch 12.11 today. So we looked back at the last week and a half to 2 weeks. 2 weeks of games in the Asian regions, LPL and LCK, and just went over the most common matchups. It was like a 7-minute video. So if you like content, watch that. Like the video if you like League of Legends content. Thank you for watching and hope you come back for more.